Back to adventuring.
Hello, and welcome to you.
Greetings, stranger. What brings you to the Mistwood this day? Okay, who are you? Pardon my manners. I'm Lomelder, a ranger. Might I know your name? Uh, my name is Roland. Pleased to meet you. And I'm pleased to meet such a well-mannered person such as yourself. The Mistwood is a dangerous place, Roland. More so now than before. You are from Edinburgh, are you not? Yep, you are investigating the werewolf activity. Yes, that is why I'm here. And I as well. There have always been werewolves in the deeper parts of the Mistwood, but never have I seen them in such numbers as I have in the past few weeks. What have you discovered? Werewolves are more solitary than regular wolves under normal circumstances. For what reason they have gathered, I do not know. As powerful as they are, werewolves seldom venture close to large cities such as Edinburgh for fear of being hunted. The packs I have seen no longer have such fears. How do I fight werewolves? You should avoid them altogether if possible. But if you are pressed into a fight, remember that werewolves are extremely fast and regenerate quickly. Should you have to fight more than one, concentrate your firepower. As unnatural creatures, you'll require magical weapons to harm them. They are also susceptible to silver, but silver weapons are very rare, I'm afraid. Okay, would you like to join? I'm afraid I cannot. I was sent by Archdruid Odin to secure this area after the recent werewolf attack on Edinburgh. If you continue onward, southeast of here is Odin's camp. He can provide you with healing and more advice. Okay, I have to go now. Be wary of the Mistwood, Roland. The creatures here are unfriendly to outsiders. In particular, avoid caves, as the most vicious creatures of the woods commonly reside in them. Right. So keep spelunking to a minimum. We want to avoid fighting werewolves. I suppose we should be trying to stay at least somewhat stealthy. Direwolf. We're just passing through, really. I'll give stealth a chance, but uh, I'm not overly attached to it. So if it fails, it fails.
By my direction!
Fail.
Attack!
This ends here!
Follow me, now.
Fair enough.
Just a waste of resources. You might want to locate the druids first. Right, Druid Grove. Then worry about other things. Percy has stopped for a moment. What is it, Percy? She's peering at the trees with a curious expression on her face. I have never seen the forest before. What do you think of it? After considering your question for a moment, she doesn't seem to be able to find the right words. It is different. Well, that's not very descriptive. Do you like it? I do not know what it means to like something. Then tell me, why do you think it's different? It is peaceful here. Animals gather food, plants and trees grow undisturbed. It is quiet and uncomplicated. The colors are different as well. I've never seen such greens and browns and blues in the sky. Is this what you call pretty? You can try to compliment her. You're what I call pretty, but the forest is pretty too. Percy doesn't acknowledge your compliment, no doubt because she's heard it many times before, but she does acknowledge your confirmation. Does that mean I like the forest? Not necessarily, but I suppose in a way yes. If you consider something beautiful, you do in certain sense like it. If you don't think too much about it. You have a positive reaction to it, so you do like. Then I would like to see more of the forest. Of course, let's keep going. I suppose it would be more accurate to say that there are other factors that can easily override your superficial liking of something like that. It's but it's still fair to say that you like it. You view it favorably. It's just not necessarily all that high on the priority list. Multiple named druids.
Well met.
Tenord. Well met, stranger. I apologize for my lack of enthusiasm. I'm still trying to recover from my recent ordeal. What do you mean? My name is Tenord. Just a day ago, I was nearly killed by werewolves. Tell me what happened. Well, I was in the woods east of here, gathering fallen timber for the fires in this grove. I guess I wandered a little deeper than I normally do, which was foolish given the troubles of the forest in recent weeks. Suddenly, I heard howling in the distance. Not the howling of normal wolves, mind you. This was unnatural. I began to run back toward the grove, but within moments I heard footsteps. Rapid, heavy footsteps. Leaves shaking, twigs snapping. In an instant, two werewolves leapt in front of me. I turned and then I saw it. A huge werewolf, some kind of a pack leader. His fangs were dripping with saliva and blood. From a recent kill, I guess. I froze then, unable to move. You were too chicken to fight for your life. Uh, what happened next? Bear is being an asshole there. It was about to leap at me when Gaia decided to smile upon me. An eagle dropped from the sky and shapeshifted next to me. It was Odin. He had heard the howling and rushed to find me. Sheriana arrived moments later as well. I was no help, of course. Odin and Sheriana killed the two smaller werewolves. Then Sheriana and I just tried to stay out of the way while Odin battled the bigger one for several minutes. I don't know if there's anyone else on this side of Arterra who could have fought off the werewolf pack leader. Odin injured it pretty badly, but didn't have the heart to chase it after to finish it up. I've been here since, trying to recover. I can't sleep at all. Why didn't Odin just kill it? As an arch-druid, he loves all things natural and alive. Werewolves are unnatural, so I'm not sure why he didn't destroy it. I suppose even werewolves are alive in their own way. Maybe that's why he spared it. Hey, where do you think this pack leader went? You're not planning to go after it, are you? It led deeper into the mistwood. If you follow the path east, you might run into it eventually, but I don't recommend you try, my friend. Odin might have injured it, but even injured, it would likely tear us to pieces. Right. So it should be weakened, although if they regenerate rapidly, I'm not sure how much that matters. Odin's Grove. Shariana.
Greetings to you.
Greetings to you. Welcome to Odin's Grove. My name is Roland, and you are? My name is Shariana. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Always pleased to meet attractive women. Yeah, that's probably not something you should say. It is sort of a pleasantry and a compliment, but saying things like that constantly is gonna give a very questionable image of you. It's just something you say to everyone at that point. Have you heard anything about the werewolves in the Mistwood? In fact, I've done some investigating on these creatures myself. Normally, these creatures live in small groups or alone, but in recent weeks they've gathered in large numbers. The questions that need answering are why and how. As to why they are gathering, I have yet to discover. However, I believe I have the answer as to how they are gathering. I was scouting deeper into the mistwood yesterday when I heard some howling. I went toward the noise and found Tenard and Odin fighting 3 werewolves. I found out later that Tenard was attacked, but Odin had arrived only after hearing the howling from the grove. He shapeshifted into an eagle and rushed to find Tenard and me. I did what I could to help Odin, but in the end, all Tenard and I could do was stay out of harm's way, while Odin took the form of a dragon and fought the wolf. It was quite a sight seeing Odin in full fury. Odin nearly killed the creature before it fled. Even for a werewolf, this creature was unnatural. I have never seen anything so strong and ferocious. To last as long as it did against Odin is evidence of its strength. I believe that this creature is some kind of pack leader. The werewolves must be gathering under him. If we are to stop them, we first have to stop the pack leader. Okay, why didn't Odin finish off the pack leader himself? I'm not sure, and Odin hasn't been forthcoming as to why he didn't. It may be out of compassion for all things living, even if werewolves are unnatural creatures. It may simply be a matter of consequence. If Odin left the grove to hunt these werewolves, he would leave us all in danger. We must have heard of the attack on Edinburgh. If they would venture so far north, they could surely strike here. Why aren't you hunting the pack leader now that it's injured? I'm a scout, not a warrior. I would have no chance against such a creature even while injured. In fact, the reason I'm staying with the grove is for my own protection. It is too dangerous to camp in the woods alone right now. Do you have any advice? I should warn you about a group I saw heading into the woods several days ago. They appeared to be mercenaries, unfriendly ones at that. They did not tell me what their purpose in Mistwood was when I asked. They were actually very rude to me, so I did not tarry long. Perhaps my fears are unfounded. Armed as they were, they might be valuable allies against the werewolves. On the other hand, they may also be formidable enemies. Please be wary of them, should you journey deeper into the woods. For your own safety, I'd recommend that you stay here with us. So another mercenary group. I'm guessing they have sort of a similar agenda as the previous group. So At the same time, the previous group didn't attack us directly either. They told us to piss off, and we didn't. No! Montador picked the fight there. We didn't have the chance to pack back off. Maybe we could join the forces and take down the leader. But we could. It's a problem. We couldn't trust them even if we would make a deal. Tell me about Odin. Shariana's eyes twinkle fondly as she thinks about the Archdruid. He is one of the kindest and most compassionate people I have ever met. A man who loves nature and all things living. There is no one more deserving of being the Archdruid of Claymore. Odin has a particularly strong link with Gaia, and as such he is among the most powerful mortals on Arterra, but he uses his power with great care and wisdom. Okay, who is Gaia? Gaia is Mother Nature, the goddess of the earth, the plants, and the animals around us. She loves and cares for us, even if you do not worship her as I do. Okay.
Well met.
Odin. This man seems infinitely comfortable in the forest, and the forest within. He exudes a calm that seems to influence even the animals around him. His eyes bear an ancient wisdom. Nature welcomes you, Roland. I'm glad to see your wounds have healed, young Evanine. Thank you, Odin. I wish there was something I could do to repay you for your help. Your health and safety are my only concerns, young one. He turns to you. How can nature be of service to you, Roland? How do you know my name? You are a part of nature, as am I. As an elder druid, I have made the connection with nature, and therefore with you. Your name is as plainly visible to me as is your health or the color of your hair. Exactly how old are you? Why would I ask that? It sort of seems like an odd question to ask after that. Tell me who you are. I'm Odin, or Archdruid of Claymore, a guide to the people around you, and protector of all things natural. Let's take a closer look at you. You have some kind of short pants and dress in all green. Right. What is an Archdruid? We are the few chosen by our peers and blessed by Gaia to guide the many druid groves of an area. My area is Claymore. Okay, tell me about Gaia. He smiles warmly. Gaia is Mother Nature, matron of all things natural. Animals, the trees, the earth, the lakes and streams, even you and I. It is Gaia who created life. You come from Edinburgh, so no doubt you have learned of Numianen's role in birth and rebirth. The Sun Lord and Mother Nature work closely together to bring us here. How do you protect nature? Through healing and education. As druids, we are attuned to nature's help. When a tree is sick or a bird is injured, we heal them. We pass on our knowledge to those who would listen. By listening to me, you are learning about nature and will therefore be more inclined to treasure and protect it. Does that mean you could heal me too? As a part of nature, it is my duty to see to your good health. You need but ask. Tell me about this place. This is a druid grove, a place of healing and learning. It is here that we have decided to stop and attune ourselves with the forest you call Mistwood. We do not stay in one place for long, as there is so much more to see and experience. rising evil. He shakes his head, a look of compassion on his face. It is a horrible thing. There is an unnatural presence in your city, one that has stirred the evil creatures that have beset the people. I cannot discern the source of this presence from here, nor can I leave my druids in this time of danger. All I can do is offer you some advice regarding the werewolves of this forest. Okay, tell me about them. There have always been werewolves here, but never in such large numbers. Most of these creatures have come from elsewhere, as though they have been recruited. Some of them come from the Trollwood, a fact that should have some significance to you. My stepfather died in an encounter with a werewolf. He was a Trollwood werewolf on his way to join the pack here. It was most unfortunate for your farm to be in its path. How did you know that? I have a connection with Gaia, and therefore I have a connection with all of Mother Nature's creatures. I am sorry for your loss. Thank you, Odin. He nods. It is important to learn from the past, but it is also important not to dwell on it. But such lessons are yours to learn, not mine to teach. Werewolves are normally solitary creatures, and it would take one of great power to hold their sway. I believe I have met such a creature. A day ago, Tenerd was attacked by 3 werewolves. Shariana and I arrived to help. One of the 3 werewolves was particularly large and vicious. I believe he has lived for over a century and was once a man of great power. I injured the creature in battle before it fled. If there was a creature in this forest capable of organizing and leading the other werewolves, this creature, with its strength and wisdom, would be the one. Why didn't you kill it? He sighs. There are many reasons to spare a life, even if it is an unnatural one. Consider the consequences of slaying the pack leader after it has gathered so many of its kind in this wood. Without a leader, there is a chance the others would disperse back to their homes. There is also a chance that they would run rampant through the forest. Where would I find? Here's the problem with that. I'm sure he is correct. He would know better than me. But you have to also consider the alternative. He's not gonna basically gather up a huge army of werewolves and sit on them and do nothing. He's gathering them for a purpose. So this isn't ignoring the fact that he's gathering them, or rather trying to avoid killing him because there might be negative consequences. It's sort of like ignoring the ticking time bomb because it hasn't exploded on your hands yet. Sort of, it's okay to leave it because it's just ticking at the moment, but something bad might happen if we take it out. Where would I find this pack leader? If you exit the grove to the east, you will reach the woods where we encountered it. I would caution you against such an endeavor. Even though the creature is injured, it will eventually regenerate to full health if it hasn't already. You are very capable, but such a creature would be a terrible foe, and it will likely have many other werewolves in the vicinity. But if I let it live, many people could die. No, if I let it live, many people will die. The decision is yours to make, and in truth, this creature has done much harm already. Perhaps you will balance nature where I have failed. Can you tell me more about werewolves in general? Werewolves are unnatural creatures created through a disease you call lycanthropy. When a victim, usually human or elf, is bitten but not devoured by a werewolf, the victim is infected and will transform. The infection takes several days, during which it is possible to cure with the appropriate spells or charms, divine or arcane. Beyond that, there is no known cure. Victims may not even realize they are infected for months. Every full moon they will transform and feed ferociously for one night. These hunts will appear as little more than nightmares, but the disease will become more severe. Eventually, victims will begin to transform on days before and after full moons. As the disease worsens, transformations will occur more frequently and the victims will become aware. But at this stage, their bloodlust will overwhelm their moralities. One would rather give into the bloodlust rather than fight it. Werewolves have no control over the transformations, and there will be a time when they lose their humanity. Uh, how do I kill one? Silver weapons have proven to be effective against these creatures, but such weapons are exceedingly expensive and difficult to find. Werewolves are resilient to magic, but should you be able to harvest the power of lightning, they are particularly susceptible to it. Aware of their speed and regenerative abilities, it is nearly impossible to outrun a werewolf, and concentrating your attacks on an individual is the most efficient way to eliminate one. I don't condone violence, even against unnatural creatures. Unfortunately, they have caused a great unbalance in this forest. To allow them to continue is to condemn the forest and all its creatures to death. Do they hunt in packs? Werewolves are normally solitary creatures, perhaps not by choice, as there are few habitats with food enough to support a group of them. The werewolves of this forest have been sighted in groups, however. This is unnatural, even for them. Why haven't they attacked the city before? There have never been so many werewolves in the forest before. The sheer number of them increases the chances of attacks on people. Also, werewolves have such ferocious appetites that people tend to make poor meals. You and I would be but a snack. As such, they prefer to hunt larger animals in the forest. In addition, werewolves are clever creatures. After all, they were people once themselves. They realize that hunting people so close to a large city is to invite an armed response. The fact that they are attacking people now makes me wonder whether there wasn't some provocation by people first. Perhaps they have simply become more daring now that they have amassed. Can you tell me anything about this unnatural presence you detected? He thinks thoughtfully for a moment. I am not an expert on the arcane, but I have enough knowledge of such to sense an arcane presence in your city. This presence has caused an unbalance in nature, and this is the source of the unnatural. It seems as though the forces of life and death are being twisted and corrupted. I am afraid I cannot describe this presence more clearly, as this is something that I can sense only. It is not a tangible thing. Right. Percy is staring at Odin with a look of awe on her face. Odin smiles warmly at her. I am an archdruid and I am human. You have no need for discomfort because you belong here more than you realize. Mother Nature embraces you in her arms. May Gaia guide your steps, gentle one. Thank God. Then we go kill some werewolves now. Doesn't seem like there's anything of interest here. So this was just a midway point before we get to go hunt werewolves. And I think our character building approach will serve as well here. Basically, go full attack with the werewolves. If we lack enough attack power, the bastards are gonna regenerate themselves. Even if we can eventually bring them down, it could significantly increase the time we have to tank their damage, and that could be a huge problem. I mean, a casualty or two and our damage will basically plummet. But if we have enough attack power, we might be able to burn through a werewolf or two without too much fuss. The cave, right. Don't go in the caves. Some skulls here. Probably not a friendly cave. Right, I'm not sure if I want to go there now. Would much rather at least take a closer look at the area first, see our options. Ah. There's nothing immediate. Nothing in the immediate vicinity. Three witches. Well, I suppose we would be getting... The acrid stench of boiled flesh nauseates you. We would be basically getting revenge for Evanine. Very difficult. Immunity decreased against electrical. Good, good. Cold. Bones. They have detected us, no doubt about that. Gauntlet and an armor. I suppose we could just walk away at this point. I doubt we get anything from the witches. You have daggers. The cauldron bubbles and boils with a thick nauseating sludge, and two of the witches are busy adding fleshy ingredients to it. Decide not to examine it while the witches are there. Right. See, we would have to basically pick the fight apparently. Let's go pick a fight.
What?
The grey mottled skin of this ancient-looking woman is thick as animal hide. She acts as if she doesn't notice you as you approach, continuing about her business, muttering to herself. A horrible stench fills your nostrils, overwhelming even the smell of boiling flesh that fills the cave. You realize it is the woman. In a moment, she slowly raises her head, blinking as if adjusting to the light. She speaks with a slow, hoarse voice. Not one of us, no. Not a dead one, no. This moves, it does. Hello? It speaks. It talks at us. Not dead, not dead. What does it want? We wonders. Why, how does it find us? Yeah, I saw your cave entrance outside. Well, no shit. Not safe, no. Forest not safe for it. It gets hunted, not saved. Shoot leaves, it should. Who are you anyway? Evelyn is gripping the hilt of her blade tightly. Well, then we have to leave. Get behind me, Evelyn. Stay out of sight. Don't go. Pretty has just come back to us. Such pretty eyes, brought to us by this one. Does it not knows what we are? Does it not knows what it is? I know exactly what you are, witch. The witch's eyes slowly widen, revealing bloodshot eyes and dilated pupils. Her leathery, chapped lips curl into a smile, bearing rotting crooked teeth. A trickle of drool runs down the side of her mouth. She speaks even as you come to the realization of what is about to happen. Then it knows what we eats. We eats them, we do. We eats pretty first, then we eats it tonight. Good hit. Still, they're only barely injured. Feel free to do something. Good disrupting attacks. We might want this. Fuck. Yeah, I'm dead. They're, I guess, druids. How much life do I have? Do I have 0? I have 2. I'm knocked down, no. Dead witch. Excellent.
By my direction, attack!
Heal me. I'm not sure what I should do.
We shall not be defeated!
Maybe combust them. They're resisting, but that won't matter. Not enough. I'll try to stun her. Yikes. So I cannot stay here. I need to pull back.
What?
By my direction, attack!
Don't think I have the luxury of throwing scintillating spears there too much. I sort of have to. I don't know how else I could effectively disrupt them, really. I suppose wall of fire is something we could try. But it's just not that effective. I suppose I can try to pile it on, see how effective it ends up being in the end. Right. For some reason they hate me. protection from elements, yeah. Just bring it, dude. Might be unnecessary, but I don't dare to risk it. Success. They have a reasonable chance of... Okay. No. They resist. Damages which? 12 points of damage. Reflex save against... I think that's... I made that. I cannot stun here. Do have these. Flame arrow. Let's shoot do a significant amount of damage to a single target. He has a high damage resistance against fire. That's a lot of lightning damage. They can also basically dodge the damage I can do. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a bind. I can't really burst... Well, I can burst through their defenses. However, it would also mean that I'll attack my own guys at the same time. So... It's really not much I can do. I suppose we can keep doing the Hazikol's brooms. The damage seems to go through their defenses. It's not much, but it goes through. So in that sense, I suppose it was a good choice for a spell. The cauldron bubbles and boils with a thick nauseating sludge. You peer over the side, and the smell nearly overwhelms you. The brew is a deep reddish brown, with small chunks that look like flesh floating within. A ladle leans against the cauldron. You can basically drink from it or tip it over. That's the right lore. You don't remember reading about witch brews, although the smell and appearance of it is sickening. Tip it over. You tip over the cauldron in disgust. We did get a 500 experience out of this, 500 after destroying the brew. Well, I can hear the howling. Any other places of interest? I don't particularly want to fight against the werewolves. At the same time, fighting against a werewolf would not be a bad idea, because I would get some kind of idea what to expect. Very difficult to decrease damage immunity against electrical. Wow. 18 points of damage.
By my direction, attack!
Well, whatever you do, don't actually attack.
By my direction, attack!
Ooh, they have us. Some kind of fear-inducing howl. Okay, individual werewolves like these are not dangerous. Not necessarily that, though. It is very difficult, so the classification alone will probably mean that it can cause a lot of trouble. Rather that we can easily hit one and do enough damage to take it down quickly. It says that they're weak to electricity, however, it seems they can fairly easily dodge the brunt of the damage too, so... Right, they basically have a 50% chance of making the saving throw, and that's a normal werewolf, not some kind of boss. So I don't think we can leverage the electricity damage approach to any great success here. They're weak against it, but it won't matter. Spiders.
By my direction,
Dire
attack!
spiders. That's somewhat bad.
Ortano, Fortigiama!
This ends here!
And I'm poisoned. More importantly, the single hit pretty much half health gone. That is a much more serious problem. But I have to be the one to go fiddle with these cocoons, see what's inside, so I'm gonna be also the one who triggers the spiders. Ah, shit.
By my direction, attack!
A single dire spire does not require any attention from me.
You face your death in me! To battle!
It only becomes a problem when they can start out to equal number us or outnumber us. If it's basically 1 against 4, then it's no problem at all. In fact, I think I'd rather trigger all these now before trying to loot anything. That way there's not a great chance of doing accidental triggers. Still, it's a much larger place than I initially thought. Forest spiders. Oh shit. Critical hit, critical hit. Oh,
You.
let's take it cool. This seems to be where most of the cocoons are. I'm guessing that's where most of the spiders are too. Okay, I'm just gonna wait to see if other spiders appear. There's definitely gonna be more when I start looting cocoons, but
This ends here!
queen spider, possible. Might
By my
require us to
direction,
cast some
attack!
spells. Not much we can do, so combust would be the best choice, I guess.
Out of our way!
Walk away from this. Ortano for Digyama.
Yeah, she's out of the fight, really. The problem with her is that everyone's hitting her easily, so there's no way she can tank the damage. She had some kind of a damage block spell initially, I think. Scimitar helmet, spider silk gland. Small journal. This journal appears to be quite new. Even the ink appears fresh. The few passages within detail the owner's search for a silk gland. Several days have passed, but I have been unable to find a suitable example in the woods near the city of Edinburgh. I was told not to travel deeper into the forest the locals call Mistwood, but I think one more day to the south would be acceptable. The forest becomes thicker the further I travel. If I am to find a dead forest spider, it will likely be where the forest is most dense. I have traveled 3 days deeper into the forest than I was told, but it will be worth it in the end. Simply cannot disappoint my lady. I have obtained the silk gland of a giant forest spider. Lady Neferisia will be unhappy with me for traveling so deep into the forest, but she will no doubt be pleased when I return the silk gland she so desires. I will return the helm and weapon as well, for I don't deserve such priceless gifts. I am so very weary now, having not slept for 4 days, and twilight is upon me. I shall rest now, and return to the city in the morning. It appears the writer never had the chance to leave. Yeah. Let's go sleep in the spider forest. Do we push forward? Gosh.
By my direction, attack!
Do we push forward or do we go and return these things to Neferisha?
Out of our way!
Hmm. I think I'll push forward. I might be able to... Well, if we're lucky, I might even get a level up. However, I don't think I can fundamentally change things how they are now. I probably would change the 4th level spells. Just accept the fact that we are not going to get good attack spells
By
if
my
we are
direction,
going to
attack!
stick with evocation spells. Might as well take the spell breach. It is a good spell, and it seems almost constantly someone is. We're facing spellcasters that are taking advantage of spells that basically we could just crumble with the spell breach. I'm somewhat concerned about also our power to face the werewolf leader. I mean, if we don't have the spellcasting power to burst through a witch, how are we going to burst through a werewolf? We would have to rely on these guys, but I don't think it's going to be quite as easy of a target as the other werewolves we've been encountering. So, yeah, I don't know. Not sure what's the more sensible thing to do. Naturally, if you're not confident in your ability to take something down, you should make additional preparations. However, if we don't get a level up, it's not going to make any difference anyway. At the very least, we have to rest. There's also the potential with the mercenary group, so maybe we'll have additional options. So, another dream. These are a bit abrupt since I'm not actually resting. I guess it's the developer's way of making sure that you actually experience them. Because I don't, for example, rest all that often. How are you doing, Roland? Well as can be expected, I suppose. Tell me, lad, what do ye plan to do with him? What do you mean? You're heading straight for the werewolf pass, ye are. Ye know that, don't ye? Ye know that all this trouble, werewolf pass be part of it. He must be part of it. He just has to be. Ye were cast onto the street with nothing. People are dying, and it's all because of them werewolves. All because of this boss. Are ye going to kill him? I don't know yet. It might not be responsible. I can't make assumptions. Tobias sighs. Ye ever were the logical one ye were. Then my death, it means nothing to ye? Of course it does. If I find out the werewolf is responsible, I'll kill him. Tobias smiles, and there is a strange glint in his eye that you've never seen before. That's my lad. You're on the verge of something great, ye are. Don't ever let anything get in your way. I believe in you. You will triumph. You will triumph, Roland. And that was worth 1000 experience, so now I'm fairly confident if we would return the items, we would get a level up out of this. Probably worthwhile. Still, ooh, there's some kind of cave here. Probably the cave we're after. Also, someone's made a camp there. Mercenaries, probably. We still have enough spellcasting attempts. Yeah, we rested. Right. Evelyn looks like she has something to say, but she hesitates to speak. What's the matter? I was going to ask you the same question. It doesn't look like you've been sleeping well. I've been dreaming about my stepfather. Your stepfather? Tell me about him. Well, he raised me since I was a baby. He died in a werewolf attack not long ago. I'm sorry to hear that, Roland. I wish I could do something about the pain you must feel. Thank you, Evanine. He was very dear to me. I think she looks like she wants to tell you something, but is uncertain of the consequences. You can talk to me. I'm sorry, Roland. It's nothing for you to worry about. I hope you sleep better. Let's get going. Let's get going then. Camp. Proper camp. Ooh, werewolves and mercenaries.
By my direction, attack!
Do
By
something.
my direction, attack!
You sons of bitches, do something. If we aid them, there might be the possibility that we might be able to work together in taking down the werewolf. They have equipment. Right.
Hello there.
This man would be quite handsome were it not for a prodigious scar on his right cheek. He's not much older than you, but he carries himself with the confidence of a veteran of many battles. Ho! Explain your presence in these woods, stranger. You first. I don't see why I should hide my reason for being here. I seek the source of Edinburgh's rising evil. Indeed. Then we have something in common, stranger. We too are seeking the cause of Edinburgh's rising evil. Evelyn leans in close to whisper something to you. I don't trust him. Who are you? My apologies for my lack of manners. My name is Tyrion, and these are my companions. So what have you discovered so far? This area is swarming with werewolves, and only a few hours ago we were beset by one of the largest and most vicious werewolves we have ever seen. Luckily, it did not appear to be at full health. We fought it only a few moments before it decided to flee. I fear there is a den somewhere nearby. So why don't we work together? I appreciate your offer, but my group has injuries that need tending to. We have been fighting werewolves constantly for several days now. Their timing is most appropriate, however. We have killed many werewolves in this area already, which should make your search of this area safer. You will have less resistance should you find the Master Wolf's den. Either pick a fight or just accept the offer. Alright, I'll go on myself then. Yes, that would be for the best. Good luck to you, stranger. Um. Ooh. They have a wizard. I do not trust them at all. As far as I can see, they're making me do the dirty work. Mangled animal. Still, there's like 5 of them, at least 2 to 3 capable warriors, some kind of a ranger rogue type, and a wizard. The problem is, on whose term is the confrontation going to happen on? None of their pack there, not expecting anything. I'll at least find the cave and see what type of a situation we are at that point. They're also heavily buffed at the moment, so any buffs they should wear off. Werewolf lair. But they do have a campfire here, so I guess they have trapped the werewolves inside, but are hesitant to go after it. So in come we. Still, would my character pick the fight here? I mean, at least it appears that we have the opportunity of not having a fight. However, we have every indication to believe that they are hostile, and Ebony also doesn't trust them at all. I don't trust them. I expect it to be exactly the same type of group we encountered earlier, so would I leave those guys to basically cover my back? I certainly wouldn't. It is incredibly risky. The wizard is the question mark. Ziegler. If we pick a fight with these guys, we will have to rest. But they might also provide us an equipment boost. Maybe enough to get the level up. I don't know. What I mean is, I don't trust them, not even a little. But would I still murder them just because, basically start the fight just because I don't trust them? I feel it would be more in my character to prepare for the but very likely backstabbing instead of taking the initiative and just murdering them on suspicion that they're gonna backstab. Although I think I'm probably correct on the backstabbing part. Man approaches. This dwarven cleric stumbles up to you, badly mauled by sharp claws. He can barely spit out his words. Help me! Help me! Yeah, I have a healing kit you can use. Werewolves, they're everywhere. Okay, no
By
shit.
my direction, attack! By my direction, attack! By my direction, attack!
Well, whatever you do, don't attack. Right, the fear is something we should not underestimate either. Because if I encounter a werewolf with this guy now, I'm basically dead and that's game over.
By my direction, attack!
Percy should have the means of countering something like that, but because I can't get her to cast specific spells, it isn't gonna matter much. Adventurous case. 60% weight reduction. Potion. We kill all here. Suppose that's the question now. Or try to go for the leader. I think I would be more likely to go after the leader because I'd like to get to him while we still have as much resources as possible, especially Percy and spellcasting wise. Pretty sure we will get a level up if we manage to take the leader down. So good so far. That has to be where the leader is. Right. We have potions too if we need to buff ourselves a little bit more. Injured. Impossible. Immunity to death, magic, disease, knockdown, mind spells, paralysis, and poison. Attack increase, damage reduction. Ah, shit. With fresh blood dripping from its vicious fangs and its every exhale a fierce snarl, this creature has an aura of an ancient evil. Kano. If it regenerates, we basically need to... If we have enough attack power, we can probably bring it down. If we don't, it's going to either take one of us down, one of the high damage dealing melee guys, and that's basically the end of that. Want Montador to be very close to it. Fresh blood drips from the razor-sharp fangs of this huge werewolf, and its every exhale is a fierce growl. Its keen eyes glimmer with a dark wisdom as they follow you. For a moment, you involuntarily recoil. There is something undeniably ancient and evil about this creature, leaving no doubt that you found the werewolf pack leader. There are several deep gashes on its side from a recent battle. Stealing yourself, you approach. Baring its fangs and eyeing your weapons, it begins to speak in a deep feral snarl. Who are you to invade my lair? I'll be asking the questions. Why are you attacking people? It emits a deep rumble of disapproval of your hostile tone. I have gathered my brethren to fight our attackers. You will not be the first to fall. Attackers? You mean the mercenaries outside? They are not the first. Many we have killed already. Why are these mercenaries attacking you? The reasons doesn't matter. We will kill them all. So where do the mercenaries come from? Your city, fool. They have the same smell as you. Well, that's all I needed to know. Prepare to die. I suppose we're going to discuss anything with this. It's yeah, we don't have a option to go for any kind of deal. The werewolf howls in anger and lunges toward you. Right.
We shall not be defeated!
I cannot be the frontline fighter here, sorry. Seriously, fucking move! Right. Pile on punishment. Stun. No one's sitting. Jesus fucking Christ. We are getting bad rolls though too. And I literally cannot do anything. Yeah, we're starting to take casualties soon. Can't you heal her? We don't have the attack power to... We do have the damage, but I can't hit, and my spellcaster basically has not been able to do anything. Yeah, the only damage dealer is down. Anything I do at this point is just too late.
Soleno will Samatka.
More fire. What the fuck interrupted me? He attacked me. Oh, shit. Okay, he has this ridiculous attack range for some reason.
Ortano for Digyamar. Ortano for Digyamar.
Yeah, I'm dead. We really got screwed over because the two things. The initial stun that basically played us out of the fight for a long time, and then after that the absolutely ridiculous range on his cleave attacks. Normal attacks he can probably attack there, but the cleave attack has massively increased range.
By my direction!
Don't walk away from this.
Right. Both our frontline warriors are already out of the fight.
Soleno Samatka.
Ooh, shit. What a catastrophe. 3 out of 4 out of the fight, and we couldn't block him there, so...
Out of our way! Out
By
of
my
our
direction!
way!
Attack!
Right. What a goddamn catastrophe. Do I have the clarity potions? I do. How long does this last? I don't give a shit. Everyone, time to drink up. They don't cost that much for me to just ignore this possibility. Right. Suppose I don't even have to talk with the bastard.
By my direction! Attack!
Okay, at least now we've boxed him in so he can't avoid this.
Soleno Samatka.
Gonna start additional fires under his ass.
Soleno Samatka.
It's making his saving throws. Not sure how much that'll help in the end. Ooh, 49 damage. Where the fuck did that come from? Montador attacks Kato. Critical hit.
Soleno Samatka.
Okay, we're doing decent amount of fire damage too. 3 hits this time. 17, 7, 7. I think that's good enough. I'll say 1 fireball. Add to the damage. Ooh, 18, 19, 4, 8. Again's got a hit on me.
By my direction, attack!
Right. Excellent. We learned a little bit, got the kill, still have decent amount of combat capability, although right. Nothing left on the body. The new metamatic feats maximize, they're very, very valuable. Probably not for a while, but we might as well get it over with. Second, third, and fourth level spell. Okay. Give me the breach. Third level. Protection from elements. We can have this in a bottle. And the bottles aren't that expensive, so... yeah, the level doesn't seem to make any difference on these. It has a standard duration, standard effect. So we don't have to know this. That said, combust is nice. Electric loop is sort of shit. Invisibility might be nice. Maybe flame weapon. This would be extra damage. Quite a lot of extra damage that we could basically add on a companion weapon. It would be 1d4 plus 10. It's a massive amount of extra fire damage, extra damage in general. And to be fair, they are Montador and Evanine are the main damage dealers. I can do nasty things with precise spell placement of spells, but they're the ones who are really doing the damage. No spell resistance, no saves, just extra damage. I'm thinking of taking it. Third level spell. Scintillating Sphere, Fireball. They're so interchangeable. Haste would probably serve us well. Again, a damage burst. Alternatively slow. But that's something you again have to push through. Get through saving throws. We could also take the Direwolf spell. Against some enemies it might just be better to be able to get extra hitting power into the fight. A lot of the nice things we can probably do better through other means. I'm thinking of replacing one of our spells here with a flame arrow. This is already starting to be just as good as those are damage-wise, but we could target individual units. And since we're not getting anything particularly extra out of these, why not? I mean, the Scintillating Sphere, I took it for... it's good against werewolves, but it is not. But I can't rely on fire only either. Acid Breath might be a good choice. No, I'll take summon creature slow or haste. Dodge, armor class, extra action per round, allowing additional attack or spell to be cast. Movement increased by 50%. This is a massive boost by any on any scale, really. Summon creature would be nice, but it is no haste. I'll take the haste. Right. Right. Another one dealt with. Okay, what exactly did we take? Have to have the spell breach? Flame weapon. Haste. Right. There's really only one thing left for us. It's to see what the mercenaries are gonna do now that we have dealt with this. They just gonna ignore us or what? Are we gonna ignore them? I mean, we were told to try to find out who's behind the mercenaries, and this would be the way to do it. Either way, I'll end things after we've dealt with the mercenaries. That should be... yeah. Should be able to just return to the city and report at that point. You made it. I take it you have slain the Master Wolf. Yes, I have slain it. It must have been an epic struggle. Your injuries were severe, but you fought on courageously. And they found a lot of loot, I'll bet. Yes, I'll bet they did. I don't like the tone of your voice. You know, I get that a lot, mostly from people about to die. Normally we like to do the killing and looting ourselves, but that Master Wolf looked pretty nasty. Now that you've taken the loot, we're going to take your life.
I will answer any threat you bring!
By my direction, attack!
They still have the wounds from the previous fights. Cool. What? A single target. Haste is not an area of effect thing. Well, it's still a good spell though. I need to do something about the Ziegling.
My steel.
And I'm dead. Paralyzed and dead. Right.
Ortano for Digyama.
Ah, I can't harm them now. Right.
By my direction, attack!
With that That's the way you want it then.
Ziggly is going to fuck me over so badly. How about covering my ass?
Direction!
Oh my god, they actually ignored the guy that was standing right next to them.
You will
And
not
I'm dead
defeat
because
me.
of it. Jesus fucking Christ, people. I can't express enough how shitty the group control system is in this game. It was never intended for a group, and it is showing. You can't do the simplest of things, and the AI is questionable at best. Ah.
By my direction!
Both walk away
Attack!
from this.
Okay, the paralyzed attack is coming no matter what I do. Right.
By my direction! Attack!
So it's up to me to take care of Ziggly.
Ortano, fortigiamo.
That fucking spell is gonna kill everyone there.
Ortano, fortigiamo.
Okay. Raz.
We shall not be defeated.
My steel will strike true.
Raz is dead.
By my
My
direction!
steel will
Attack!
strike true.
I sort of like our approach to things.
By
Out
my
of our
direction!
way!
Attack! Follow me, now. By my direction! Attack!
We have very offensive focus group in general, so our fights will basically fail or succeed fairly quickly, I think. Ugh, for fuck's sakes. What exactly are you doing? Another wonderful set of equipment. The sturdy journal contains crude handwriting details detailing the events of a mercenary group found in the Mistwood. Some important passages are as follows. We killed our first werewolf out here. Tough bastard. Almost took Gregnor's head off. He's wearing a helmet now. Barely fits the damn fool's fat head. Russ cut out the wolf's belly. My gal likes her blood. The boss wants a couple more wolf bellies. Fine by me. We're being paid a small fortune for this. Seems some other mercenaries hired before didn't survive the job. Gotta say, wolf hunting is a real rush. Everyone's agreeing to hunt some more on the side, except for Ziggly. But what the hell could I expect from a knee-high gnome? I don't know what the old fart wants with us. First he tells us to kill some werewolves and take their bellies, and now he's saying not to kill so many of them. Don't care what he says. Fighting werewolf is good sport. We lost Rook tonight when we were jumped by 3 werewolves. When the hell did they start working together? He'll be missed dearly. Damn fool was all our has. He'll be missed dearly. Damn fool has all our potions. Right. So we faced him in the cave system. When we were about to scope out the wolf den tonight, this huge damned master wolf, I mean the most vicious bloody thing I've ever seen, comes staring into us. Lucky was already hurt. It didn't like the odds and ran off. I guess we won't be checking out the den with that thing inside. Too bad. I'm sure there's seriously good loot in there. The last passage was written just in a few hours ago. The journal looks important, although, yeah. You might be right though. I wasn't too thorough with the cave, and I'm sort of regretting it now. I'm thinking of just going back.
This is too much to carry.
In fact, the boss wolf had broken furniture around him. I never bothered to check them. I sort of assumed that it just smashed table pieces and the like.
To carry.
Maybe I should have taken a closer look.
This is too much to carry.
We have the spells to survive. Right. I didn't explore one of the side caves either. I doubt there's anything particularly interesting there. I mean, these are wolves, really. And it's just a cave.
Ortano for Digyamar.
By my direction, attack!
We shall not be defeated!
Broken furniture, broken table. We could use a rest too. We're not in terrible shape, and I'm sure we could survive our way back to the town. At the same time, the cave is safe now, and we could use the healing. I have no idea how much power Percy has used up. Evelyn is wounded. I'm wounded. I could certainly use refill on my casting.
This is too much to carry.
Mace or what? Right. Well, actually, he did miss interesting things. Battered journal. This old journal is blood-stained and badly torn. Most of the pages are destroyed, but a few pages still have legible passages. The writing is in the firm hand of a strong warrior, yet there is a high level of education evident in the text. The werewolf is dead, but my experiments have results. My servants are gathering the components for the transformation. I will capture another werewolf for the bite soon, so I'm feeling weaker every day. I can no longer fight the disease. The lycanthropy has proven to be a blessing. My servants have been sacrificed, and each time I fed I felt stronger. I thirst for blood even now. My senses have been heightened beyond my wildest imaginations. Where once I relied on the outpost towers to point me toward Castle Mordred, now I can find my way by my senses alone. Soon I will lay waste to Ezra's and all who oppose me. Soon the castle will be mine. I am finding it harder to maintain my human form, but no matter, as I find it weak and repulsive. As a wolf I can travel much faster and see the forest and the mountains. I feel drawn to nature, drawn to the outdoors somehow. The ink of the last passage has largely faded, as though it was written decades ago. So another person tied to Castle Mordred. Ezra's was the lich we killed. So everything seems to point there so far. Still, it's not like any of the major problems have been directed at these people. But it seems odd that they would all have a connection to the Castle Mordred, and the castle would somehow not be intimately involved in this. By the way, can I arrest you? Vesting is not allowed in this area. Ah, that's nasty. That is nasty. Imagine spending all your spells and then coming at this fight, not having the replenishing potions that we have, for example. That's still, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, the entire point of having them, us rather, spend resources and weaken ourselves in a fight against the boss. It makes no sense if you can just rest inside the cave and come out fully refreshed. I mean, you're just bypassing the entire situation with a press of a button. Where's the fun in that? At the same time, you can be in serious shit. I mean, it's not mandatory to take the extra guys with you, and you could foreseeably play as some sort of a caster that is weak and doesn't have the ability to subtly replenish spells. I suppose your best bet at that point is basically drink an invisibility potion just to run. Right, either way, I'll end things here. Go record our success, probably get another level up.